This is the BGG Climbers for the week ending 10/30/2020. This is the last list of 2020. So let's get into it. This list is again created by Michael Alexander. I'll include the links in the description. If you like this, please subscribe to the Geeklist and also to my channel so you can see future videos. So let's see. So first, we're going to look at the ones below the top 10 that look interesting. In this case, Pandemic Legacy Season 0 continues its ascent. Really strong ratings as expected. This is probably one of the first, probably will be my first Legacy game once this pandemic comes to a close, which hopefully happens soon. And I think this is clearly destined for at least top 50 and quite possibly top 10. It's continuing very strong ratings. Also, let's see what else here. Viscounts of the West Kingdom we've been watching. This one is well on its way to top 100 territory. Again, with another strong week. We're already at top 500, probably by next week. And likely top 100, I think. So, it's a solid game. So, number 10, Kingdom Rush, Rift in Time. So, this one is a Kickstarter game. We've talked about it in the previous week, so I'm not going to go into it too much, but it's a tower defense game in the Kingdom Rush line, and the artwork looks good. The gameplay looks okay. I think the reviews have been generally positive, but I don't see this hitting the top 100. I think it'll probably be top 200 or top 300 games it'll peak out at, but we'll see. It's actually doing pretty well. So that's number 10, Kingdom Rush, Rift in Time. Number 9, Dice Throne Season 1 Rerolled. So this is interesting. This is the first time it's on the list. Actually, it's probably just showing up. This is essentially a remake of the Season 1 of Dice Throne, which I unfortunately have the original Season 1. And I'm probably not going to get this just because, the artwork looks better, I think. Let's see here. It actually looks... Yeah, Moon Elf, okay, yeah. So this is the same thing. It's got the new trays. I don't remember what the original Season 1 has, but those trays are really nice for, giving out to people. I like Dice Throne. I like the custom dice. I like the unique characters. I like the gameplay. I think it plays best as a 2-player game just because when you get too many players going, the turns can take a while. But overall, it looks good. I expect this is going to do really well because Dice Throne is a loved game by a lot of people. But we'll have to see how it does. I do think the artwork, the improved artwork and the re-rolled Season 1 looks good. So that's number 9, Dice Throne Season 1 re-rolled. Number 8, Aliens, Another Glorious Day in the Core. So this one... Is this the... Yeah, I guess this is another new Aliens game from Gale Force 9. As a cooperative survival board game. So this one looks interesting. Yeah, this is, I think, the new Aliens game that was planned to come out this year. The actual Aliens game. Cooperative survival game. So it sounds kind of like Nemesis. Minis look okay, actually. Yeah, it has the same kind of base that... Of course, since it's Gale Force 9, there's going to be expansions. The minis look okay. These are painted minis, obviously. Don't want to look at too many of those. Let's see how this mechanics are. So, they don't actually have the mechanics on here. It's a thematic game. Some people already have it listed, so it's not selling for too much. Of course, it is Gale Force 9, so a lot of times they do go on sale. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see this. I'll have to keep an eye on it. I think an Aliens thematic game will go well, although with Nemesis being out and the semi-cooperative aspect of Nemesis works pretty well, I think, for a semi-cooperative game. This one might be kind of hard to do. But If the gameplay is done well, although the playtime is a little bit long for a fully cooperative game, I think if I was going to play something like this, it would be Spirit Island. But again, it doesn't have the aliens theme, so we'll have to see. I'll have to see what how the game actually works. I'll be interested to see some reviews of this. I don't think there. I guess there are some sessions out already, and one review. So it might be worth looking at. It's hard to know where this is going to land. It's not getting super high ratings, but it's got very few. So we'll see that. So that's number 8, Aliens, Another Glorious Day in the Core. Number 7 is Under Falling Skies. So we've seen this climbing up the list. I'll be interested to see if this actually can make the top 100. It's doing really well for a solo game, although it doesn't have that many ratings yet. I think this is definitely going to be top 500, possibly even top 200, or maybe even top 100 if it continues its ascent. This is a game where you are defending Earth from alien ships, Space Invaders style. It's a solo-only game based on a roll and write that was then fully published by CG, and it's doing really well. I think it's got a lot of good gameplay. The components look really good. I actually want to try it out at some point. Just have too many games to play to really worry about it at this point. So, anyway, that's Under Falling Skies. I think we'll keep our eye on that one. Cloud Age. So I think this is the first time it's shown up on this list. This is the new Alexander Pfister game with, I think, really, really solid artwork. Published by Capstone Games. And this is about, I think it's like an airship civilization building out stuff after, I guess after the apocalypse or whatever happens. You get to put stuff on your airship. You get these cubes, which I really wish Maracaibo boards would have been built out maybe like this, where you added stuff on your pirate ship or took it away instead of taking off these stacks of cubes, or even just cubes next chart instead of these little like Puerto Rico style tokens. I think that would have been a much better production. I haven't played this game yet. It does have this board that I guess you're traveling in one direction through the game, and you have your little airships. I think it looks good. I'm a little bit disappointed at the early ratings, though. They're not as strong as I was hoping for this. I guess it does have like campaign style games, so maybe some people are still playing through the campaign. But we're looking at, for an early rating of around 8, it's not looking too good, but we'll have to see after a couple more weeks. So we'll keep our eye on this. I had a lot of high hopes for Cloud Age, but some of his more recent games after Maracaibo haven't done so well, or haven't been as good as Maracaibo and Grim Western Trail. We'll have to see. So that's number 6, Cloud Age. Number 5, Vampire the Masquerade Heritage. So this is a Kickstarter game that just came out, and people must be in their copies. So let's see. Now this, I think, is a epic legacy game. If I remember right, yeah, legacy game. Once per game abilities. Very thematic, I guess. Oh yeah. And you're gonna be building your bloodlines throughout the game. So it's a sprawling, quick playing game. I thought about backing it when it was out, but I decided against it. Just because I think for people that maybe play Vampire already, this game is gonna be a lot better. I think for someone that maybe isn't as into Vampire the Masquerade, there's probably better legacy games, at least from what I know about it. That's interesting. So you're going to be in achievements timeline serves as chronicle of our actions through several hundred years of history and influence the final outcome of the campaign. Sounds like maybe a it sounds almost like it's trying to take the vampire role-playing game or LARP and put it into a board game where you play through a number of things, but We'll have to see some reviews for it. I guess there's a few out here. I actually ran through it. Rado did a review on this a couple years ago. So we'll have to see. I don't expect too much from this one just because it is a Kickstarter game, and it's if Kickstarter people are getting their copies and it's sitting around 8, it's not looking like it's gonna climb too high. So there we go. It's number 5, Vampire the Masquerade. 4, Merv. So we looked at this one before. This is a new game that I think has been getting pretty positive reviews. It's a Eno tool artwork that I think looks a little bit different than most of his previous games. Overall, I don't know how high this one's going to make it this year. Or I don't know how high this one's going to make it. We need to see more copies come out. There just aren't enough rankings to see how it's going to climb. Although it is averaging around 8, which I think would put it just barely in the top 100 by the time it's out for a while. So that's number 4, Merv, Heart of the Silk Road. Number 3, Chronicles of Crime 1400. So we've talked about this one before. This is the latest in the series of Chronicles of Crime. This puts you in the year 1400. There's some other ones, I think, in the future and in, I think, 1900. I don't remember. There's a few of them. I think having them in different places in time makes it a little bit more interesting. Still, for me, I prefer playing. I actually prefer playing on lock. I'll be honest. And I haven't played Detective yet. I think that's a more complex game. Maybe that I'll find more interesting. I think this works well for people that are maybe less into board gaming, or that really want maybe a stronger story element into their game. I think this brings it in a little bit better with the people and the scanning. Although I don't think that the card scanning is as seamless as I would like. So anyway, that is Chronicles of Crime 1400. Doing well. We'll have to see how it continues to do. I don't think any of them made it in the top 100, but maybe this one will. So Lost Ruins of Arnak is number 2. As this person said, it will easily hit at least top 200. And I would agree with that. This thing is doing well. I thought it was a solid game. My gut feeling is it's not going to hit the top 100, just based on my knowledge of the game, but it may. I think this year is going to be a hot year for worker placement deck building games, as this is. So if you're not familiar with this game, this is one of the, I guess, 3 big worker placement deck building games coming out. In this one, you're playing explorers that are exploring ancient ruins that are and collecting artifacts, essentially. And I think it's a really good-looking game. After playing it myself, I didn't feel like I would really want to go back and play this game. I felt like Clank it takes the deck building, and yeah, it's not worker placement, but I think it's more engaging and it's quicker. That's just my opinion. I do think the production quality on this is amazing. I think CG did a great job with the art, with the pieces, and I think that they took a solid game and did that, and I think a lot of people are going to like this. That's just my opinion, that it moved a little bit slow for my tastes. So that is Lost Ruins of Arnak. Again, I think we are definitely looking at, as this person said, top 200. Maybe it'll squeak into top 100 if all the deck building worker placement games become hot, or if enough people buy this, which it is selling well, I think. So the top game, as you would probably expect, Dune Imperium. Now this one is, if we compare this, right, so this has 600 ratings out, and it's averaging at 8.49. This one's at an 8.13. So this one, I think Dune Imperium is well on its way to getting top 100 ranking, and it's probably the best worker placement deck building game that I think the reviews have generally shown. Its playtime is a little bit longer than I like. I feel like if I'm playing a game that's this long, probably time to just play Feast for Odin. That's my favorite worker placement. I also do think that this game doesn't look as good as Lost Ruins of Arnak. I think, kind of looks space-ish, but I don't know, the artwork on the cards looks good, but I don't think the board looks that great and the pieces don't look as cool. But when everything's said and done, it's about the gameplay. And the reviews for this have been pretty positive, and I think we'll continue to see it. I think it's very likely that this will reach, at minimum top 200. I think it's very likely to hit top 100. The ratings have just been very strong coming up, and yeah, we don't have a lot, but I think it's enough to make that call. So there we have it. That is the end of the Board Game Geek Climbers for 2020. This is the final list. If you like this video, please like and please subscribe. Please take a look at our other videos. Thank you.